Good morning, children. Chapter 15 Probability. Last class we have studied, means last year class 9th, we have studied about experimental probability. So today's class I am going to start with an example based on experimental probability. An experiment of tossing a coin 1000 times in which the frequencies of the outcomes were as follows: head 455 times, tail 545 times. And based on this experiment, the empirical probability, we can say that probability of getting a head equal to 455 by 1000, that is 0.455, and getting a tail, it is equal to 0.545. These probabilities are based on the actual experiment. And tossing coin how many times here? 1000 times. For this reason, they are called as experimental or empirical probabilities. So we have conducted the experiment 4000 times. Each time we recorded the observation. Total head how many times we got? 455, and tail 545. Based on this result, we can form the probability. So number of trials in which the head happened, it is equal to 455, tail happened, it is equal to 545. So probabilities respectively 455 by 1000 and 545 by 1000, which are in the decimal 0.455 and 0.5455. So here what happens, we are increasing the number of experiments, many number of times we can do the experiment. What is going to happen here, when we are experiments are repeating, what is going to happen means the value is close to 0.5, which is the original value, or we can say it is equal to 1 by 2. So this is called a theoretical probability of getting head or getting tail only. While tossing a coin, how many times of we are going to get, how many types of outcomes, either head or tail only. So total number of outcomes are 2. In that question is, if it is a head means only one is favoring. Question is, if you are getting probability getting tail means only one is favoring. So both the case, the probability will be equal to 1 by 2, which is equal to 0.5. So when the experiments are repeated, what happens, it will be close to the original value, that is equal to 0.5. What is probability? A theoretical approach. We are taking the same example. A coin is tossed at random. Why always a coin is tossing? Because it is considered as an unbiased case only. What is the meaning of unbiased? Let us see the explanation here. When we speak of a coin, we assume that it to be fair. That is, if it is symmetrical. So it shows that there is no reason for it to be come down more often the one side than the other. We call this property of the coin as being unbiased. By the phrase random toss, we mean that the coin is allowed to fall freely without any bias or interference. This shows that the coin is tossed, an unbiased coin is tossed, which means that there is no preference is given either head or tail. The chances are equal whether it may come upon with a head or it may come upon with a tail. So both the side it is given as a equal chances. That is why always we are doing a coin only for toss and all. We refer to this by saying that the outcomes are head and tail are equally likely. That means equal chances are given to both the head and a tail. So just a rewind of what we have learned in the class 9. We define the experimental or empirical probability P of E for any event. E means P of E equal to number of trials in which the event happened divided by total number of trials. So each case we record the measurement or recording the observations and how many cases the trials are happened. That is number of trial which in the event happened will taken, and total number of experiments will be total number of trials. The next topic is ours this year's, that is theoretical probability or classical probability. Theoretical probability is also called a classical probability of an event E, which is written as P of E and defined as P of E equal to number of outcomes favorable to E whole divided by number of all possible outcomes of the experiment. So last year it was number of trial in which the event happened. It is same meaning only, number of outcomes favorable favorable to the E, or a number of all possible total outcome means total number of trials last year's with respect to last year formula. So now we are going to use a theoretical approach only. Theoretical approach means it's a random experiment and the outcomes should be equally likely only chances for each event. Then that is the condition to be satisfied. Even though we are having certain situation where the equally likely chances are not able to give, but we should assume that all the events are equally likely only. Based on that only probability we can define. In lower class itself we have studied this formula only, the same formula only. Based on this we are going to do some sums today. First example, find the probability of getting a head when a coin is tossed once. Also find the probability of getting a tail. Very simple example only, normal example for a probability question also. In an experiment, tossing a coin once, the number of possible outcomes are 2, which are the head as well as tail. Let E be the event getting a head. So the number of favorable to the E, it is out of 2, it is 1 only. Therefore P of E equal to P of getting head, that is the question for us. It is equal to formula number of outcomes favorable to the event E divided by number of all possible outcome, that is equal to 1 by 2. Similarly F is the event we have taken as for getting a tail. So P of F equal to P of getting tail, that is also equal to 1 by 2, right? So we got the probability for each event that is equal to 1 by 2 for this particular question. A bag contains a red ball, blue ball, a yellow ball, all the balls being of the same size. Kritika takes out a ball from the bag without looking into it. What is the probability that she takes out the ball is a yellow ball? Second question, red ball. Third question, blue ball only. So the question is asked for what is the probability of getting yellow ball, red ball and a blue ball only. So we are assuming the events like this. Y be the event, then the ball taken out is yellow. Similarly B means the ball is to be blue. R means the ball can be red also. So now we have decided the event like this. Now what is the number of possible outcomes here? Because one red ball, one blue ball, one yellow ball. That means how many are there? 3 balls are there. So number of possible outcome equal to 3. Now the number of favorable outcome, because each question is different here. For the first question it is yellow ball only. So number of outcomes favorable to the event Y equal to 1. Therefore P of Y, it is equal to 1 by 3, because we have already taken as Y as getting yellow ball only. Now similarly P of getting R, it is also equal to 1 by 3, because out of 3 one red ball only the P of B, that is getting a blue ball, that is also equal to 1 by 3. Now here in this case one particular point we want to tell you that when we are taking this type of the questions, there are only one outcome are there. See, the question is asked for yellow ball, so outcome is favorable to here, it is also 1 only. So 1 by 3 we are getting. So when we are having the outcome as 1, then this type of the events are called elementary events. So here the first question itself, getting a head or getting a tail, there also you are getting 1 by 2, 1 by 2 is the answer, right? So that is also an example for elementary events. And here also P of Y is also an elementary event, P of R, that is also elementary event, P of B is also equal to elementary event only, because in all the cases you can see that the numerator is 1 only, because one outcome is favoring. Without simplification we are discussing this. After simplification you can show many examples which you having the numerator 1. That doesn't mean that here it is an elementary event. Elementary event means it is having only one outcome. Let us see the definition now. An event having only one outcome of the experiment, it is called elementary event. In the example 1, Probability of getting tail and getting head, both are elementary events only. Here also example 2 also elementary events only, because getting a yellow ball, there is also one outcome favoring and probability is 1 by 3. Getting a red ball, one outcome only favoring, that is also equal to 1 by 3. Getting B, that is also equal to 1 by 3. Now if we add all these three situations, what will happen? P of y plus P of r plus P of b equal to 1. What is the meaning of this one? The sum of the probabilities of all the elementary events of an experiment is 1. Sum of probabilities of all the elementary events of the experiment is 1 only. Now see the previous case, probability of getting head plus probability of getting tail. There also we can see that it is equal to 1 only. So the probability, a sum of the probabilities of an all elementary events, it is equal to 1. Next example. Suppose we throw a die once. What is the probability of getting a number greater than 4? What is the probability of getting a number less than or equal to 4? So these are the questions. Here also we are throwing a die only. Now the question that a number greater than 4. When a die is thrown, what are the favorable events? What are the possible outcomes there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are all are the possible outcomes. Out of this, based on the first question, greater than 4 means what are the favoring events? 5 and 6 only. Now less than or equal to 4 means 1, 2, 3 and 4 also. So here P of getting a number greater than 4, which is the event. Here we defined E as the event. So P of E equal to P, probability of numbers greater than 4, that is equal to 2 by 6, because 5 and 6 are the two events. So we are getting 2 by 6, which is equal to 1 by 3. Now F be the event getting a number less than or equal to 4 only, which are the numbers 1, 2, 3 and 4. So number of total possible outcome is 6. Favorable is just 4 only. So what is the number? Now what is the probability now? Probability of getting a number less than or equal to 4 means 4 by 6, which is equal to 2 by 3. Now these two questions, if we consider here 2 by 6 and 4 by 6, these are not elementary events. Why they are not elementary events? Because the numerator you can see that 2 and the second part it is 4 only. So the favorable outcomes to the event are 2, then the second event it is 4. So these are not having 1 as the elementary event. When the outcome is only 1, then that is called a elementary. One is the only outcome, then it is called as elementary event. Here we are having two outcomes, here we are having 4 favorable outcomes. So these two are not an example for elementary event, but after simplification you can see 1 by 3, isn't it? That doesn't mean that it is an elementary event. Before simplification, what are the favorable outcomes? If you check, if it is only 1, then it is an example for elementary event, otherwise it's not. So here what is the conclusion we can make here? That is, they are not elementary events because the event E has 2 outcomes and F has 4 outcomes. I think what is the meaning of the elementary event you understood now. Now the next point is complementary events. Now in the first example, that is probability of getting a head, probability of getting a tail, we got 1 by 2 and 1 by 2 only, and the sum is equal to 1. That means where E is the event getting head, F is the event getting tail only. What is the meaning of getting tail? Means not getting the head only. Understood? P of E is getting an event having head and F means tail, right? Now P of E, that is getting a head, means P of F means not getting a head only. So this not getting head can be replaced by not E, right? If when E defined as getting a head only, then F defines not E only, right? So again we will see one more example. P of E plus P of F equal to 1 by 3 plus 2 by 3 equal to 1, the previous example. That is the getting a number greater than or greater than 4 and less than or equal to 4. That is the two events. When greater than 4, that is the first event, and the probability after the simplification it is equal to 1 by 3. Less than or equal to 4 means 4 events are there, 4 by 6, which is simplified to get a 2 by 3 only. So when we add this one, we are getting 1 also, and we can say that when we are having a greater number 4, here we can say that not getting a number greater than 4. So this is not E. F is equal to not E only. So how we can write this not E? These two can be written as P of E plus P of not E equal to 1. Not E is written as E bar. So P of E plus P of E complement equal to 1. So from this formula, what is P of E complement? 1 minus P of E. So general, it is true for any event. P of E complement equal to 1 minus P of E. We should read this as a not E. We will not read. What we should read? P of E complement. So here we can say that E complement, E bar is representing not E, which is called as complement of the event E. E bar representing not E, right? So which is called a complement of the event E. Similarly, we can say that E and E complement or E and E bar are complementary events. E and E bar are complementary events. Impossible event and sure event. What is the probability of getting a number 8 in a single throw of die? That is the question now. Getting a number 8 while throwing a die. A die is thrown means what are the possible outcomes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 only, right? Now here it is asked that getting a number 8. Getting a number 8 is not possible in the case of a die only. Now what is the probability of getting a number less than 7 in a single throw of die? All the numbers are less than 7 only. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So all are possible outcomes only. All are favorable also. So how we can define here? The probability of event which is impossible to occur is 0. That means getting a 8 from the die thrown. Such an event is called impossible event. If it is impossible event is taken, then it's a probability equal to 0. Now what is the next example? P of E equal to P of means probability of getting a number less than 7. All the 6 are favoring to the question. So 6 by 6 it is equal to 1 only. So what is the probability here? Probability equal to 1. So the probability of an event which is sure or certain to occur is 1. Such an event is called sure event or a certain event, right? So what we got? First we got the case and example for 0. Then second value we got the probability equal to 1. That means the value of the probability is always vary between 0 to 1 only, but sometimes it is equal to 0, sometimes equal to 1 also. So how we can summarize this one? 0 less than or equal to probability of E less than or equal to 1 only. So the value of the probability is always vary between 0 and 1. In some cases it is equal to 0, some cases it is equal to 1. See, always probability, if it is asked, then deck of cards also is a sure question only for probability. So I just give the distribution of the cards. 52 cards will be there in a deck of playing cards. In that 2 colors are there. One is black and another one is red. So each section is having 26 cards. Now 26 cards again divided into 13 cards only. 13 spades as well as 13 clubs. Similarly, 13 red cards is already divided into 2 parts, which are the diamond and heart. Don't think that diamond and heart is black only. So here you know that diamond and heart are in red color only. It is in red color. So now what is the next point we have to remember? Number cards. A, that is equivalent to 1 only. So A, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 are called as a number cards, whereas Jack, Queen and King are called as a face cards. So J, Q, K are called as a face cards. Understood? So this distribution you should remember, because we need this one for doing the sums only. So I gave the example for this one, just distribution you can keep in mind and you can do the next problems. Next question. One card is drawn from a well shuffled deck of 52 cards. Calculate the probability of getting a card that will be an ace or not be an ace. So getting an ace is the question first, and not getting an ace is the question. Let us see. As you know that how many cards are there? 52 cards are there. So total number of trials is equal to 52, or total number of possible outcomes is equal to 52 only. Now how many a's will be there? 4 a's will be there. So how, let us check the answer how we can write. There are 4 aces in the deck, that means number a is 4, a are 4 in the deck of cards. Let E be the event, the card be an ace. So what is the meaning of this one? Number of favorable outcome equal to 4. So number of possible outcome is equal to 52. What is the reason for this one? It is equal to total number of cards. Therefore what is the P of E? That is 4 by 52. That means it is equal to 1 by 13 after simplification. Now what is the F question? Not getting an ace. So already we have 4 as the answer for this one. So it's a case of complement only. So 1 minus 4 by 52 we can use, the answer will be 48 by 52. Other way we can choose that. Let the number of outcomes favorable to the event E, where F is the card drawn is not an ace only. So how many are favoring? The 4 will be deleted from 52. So 48 cards are favoring. So with the 48 cards are favoring, that what is the answer for us? P of F equal to 48 by 52 equal to 12 by 13. So simple examples only we have done, and we just revise, we have revised the experimental probability also. So do practice. This today's class I am winding up. Thank you.